This girl sat here, took all these people's money only for them to be left stranded abroad. I'm not over exaggerating. I'm not joking. Like, literally, people paid her thousands of dollars and either A, didn't end up on the trip, B, ended up on the trip and had horrible experiences, or C, ended up stranded.
And we went back to the room. She walked in front of me in the room that I was paying for. She like threw the key at me, locked me out of the room, and I was like,
was your stuff there?
Yes.
She booked my hotel before she even got my money to really have me believe that this is set in stone.
I sent the money to her sister because she said that her Zelle isn't working or like something like that. So I start calling the sister and I'm like, hey sister, like your sister has my money. Can you please like contact her so that she can give me back my money? And sister is saying that she hasn't heard from her sister in a while because her sister's in Egypt or whatever. I'm putting in quotes because she's still posting on social media. Like, I know you see my message about you sending me back my money.
So I had a feeling something was telling me I have to buy my own ticket back home because something was telling me she didn't and it's not going to. So I bought my ticket back home and I messaged her and said, hey, I don't know what's going on with you. I haven't heard from you, but I bought my ticket back home. And then she was like saying stuff like, oh, I'm so sorry. I already told you that I'll buy your ticket. I'm like, okay, well, if you bought my ticket, like cancel it, refund me, or give me the credit back, you know, so I can use it within the year. And she just keeps like putting that conversation off.
Thank God I had the funds, the money to quickly relocate myself out of the situation.
Yes.
But I'm telling you, think about someone that saves their money and thinks they're going to travel with someone they believe is what they see on YouTube. Right. That's their personality. Thank God that I'm so blessed that I could quickly remove myself from the situation. But what if I didn't have the means or the money to like get out?
What up, everybody? I am the Mademoiselle, and this is my channel. And as you guys can tell by today's title, we are going to be talking about the travel influencer Mary Jane Byarm. Now, I really do not want to make you guys wait all the way to the 32-minute mark to get to the point of this video. So let me just say flat out, the timeline of this video is going to be all over the place. Mainly because I've been working on this video for just as long as my Dr. Umar video. And between the Dr. Umar video and this one, they were two of my hardest and probably took me the longest because a lot of the clips have been deleted, reposted, and a lot of what you're going to be hearing is literally from the victims themselves. So let me just say, I apologize if this bothers you. However, this is the only way we're going to be able to do it. Let me start off by saying everything in this video is in my personal opinion. All of this is alleged. I will add as many receipts as possible. However, as I have said, a lot of things have been deleted. Feel free to corroborate anything that I'm saying down below. Additionally, I am doing this for the victims because this is just absolutely ridiculous at this point. And there's more than likely way more victims out there that are too afraid to speak out. And scamming your fans is probably one of the worst things that you can do. And it genuinely pisses me off. I hate a scammer. Going into the rest of the disclaimers, I do not care if you are black, white, pink, green, whatever. This whole idea of, oh, well, you're tearing down your own kind, please go shove it up your ass. I don't want to hear it. I do not care. At the end of the day, a scammer is a scammer. I genuinely do not understand this whole argument of people trying to say you should not talk about people scamming in your own community, but I really don't care. If you are a super fan of Mary Jane and you like giving her money so that she could travel around the world, but buy designer bags and stay in luxury hotels, but then keep begging while she's homeless in other countries, then you go and you do that. This video is for people that are curious, do not know, and most importantly, have been scammed by Mary Jane Byarm. Now, of course, if you guys are already aware of who Mary Jane is, you may have seen one of my good friend Troy's TV's videos on her a few years back, where he actually tracked her down and handed her job applications.
I know it's not true, and I know like
it's people
who have 2 cents know it's not true. It's like every week it's a clickbait video. It's like, let it go. Always, I hate to say it, but it's always like black girls, like they're always making. This isn't their first time. Those girls made videos about me before. Like that little like stupid page on what's it called, Alley something. I don't know. I don't pay attention. Stupid bullshit. Have a life, right? Right. So who knows? I get a lot of love, so I don't care. Wait, also, I'm gonna give you something. Hold on. Let's see. And she wrote you a letter. Don't open it yet. Don't open it yet. Wrote me a letter? I did. I was like, oh my god, let me write it real quick because my Uber's like 3 minutes away. But it's so nice to meet you.
Now, let me just say straight up, right? I was talking to Troyce about this, and I did not recommend it. However, I'm very happy he did it. And I'm also going to say straight up to the people that were supposed to go with him, yes, okay, there were people that were supposed to go with him to actually do this. Okay, victims were supposed to go with him to do this, and they did not. Okay, they let him go by himself. Last minute, they said they didn't want to go anymore. Everybody had all these types of excuses. So let me just say straight up, I don't like that y'all did that to my friend. I really don't. However, I will say straight up, it is not okay to scam your subscribers. And I do not want any of you guys to go watch this girl, give her money, and do all of that and think that it's sweet and think that you really supporting something that's really going on, because this whole thing is probably one of the biggest schemes in YouTube history. And I find it absolutely insane that she has not gotten caught up yet. So who is Mary Jane Byarm? Mary Jane Byarm is a travel influencer with her biggest platform being YouTube. She started back in 2017 and she became really popular because she blended different types of content from travel, vlogging, beauty, lifestyle, etc., etc. Now, fun fact, I actually followed Mary Jane. I wasn't a super fan or anything like that, but I really did like her content, with the video that garnered the most attention and more than likely is the reason a lot of you guys might have found her as well, being her video about her getting her natural hair done in China. This video did so well. BET covered it, Allure covered it. Lots of major platforms covered this video. Now, what's interesting about this video is she had one of the more popular ones. There are loads of other people that did very similar videos, because during this time in YouTube, that was when everyone was doing this trend of going to the worst rated nail salon, doing my hair at the worst rated hair salon, doing da-da-da-da. Like, it was very interesting. It was a very interesting trend. I think I might have done something like that. I don't remember. I've done so much different types of content, but like, it was actually really interesting to see a Black girl getting her hair done in an Asian country. Now, prior, during, and after this, she started to document her life in China, as her sister was a model over there. They were super close. You would always see her. Sometimes you'd see her brother, whatever the case may be. And, you know, she was really showing us all of Asia. She was telling us about her experiences. It was actually pretty interesting content at the time. However, over time, I just genuinely got bored. As with this video, like I'm telling y'all, one of the main reasons it took so long for this video to come out is because I got bored. There's been so many times I literally tried to watch a Mary Jane video to get like, okay, let me get some receipts for this. Let me see what she's saying here. And don't me. Okay, I fell asleep because it's just like, bro, like, what is she even talking about? Like, she's just very boring. Okay, however, I had to go back, rewatch all the videos I collected that were still up, because a lot of them, like I said, are no longer there. And I was just like, wait a minute. You can tell that this girl be lying because she never makes eye contact with the camera.
I had to repent because my mind was going in some directions. I don't know, are these like therapy sessions for me? Yeah, I couldn't get a boat leaving Venice, so I asked them, how can I leave? How can I get to the train station? And they said, you have to walk. I truly believe God placed it on my heart to write this book. It won't be out for a long time.
Something that you will notice from all the clips in this video is that when she's telling the truth, you could tell because she's actually directly interacting with the camera. However, when she's lying, she's looking completely away from the camera. For those of you guys who are like me and you went to school for journalism and all of that, y'all know exactly what the hell I'm talking about, okay? Those of you guys with psychology, sociology backgrounds, criminal justice backgrounds, like, y'all know what I'm talking about. Her body language when she's literally blatantly lying is just so apparent that it is insane. Now, just like me, Mary Jane Byarm is actually a Jersey girl. That's why I was actually very, very disappointed in finding out that this girl was more than dishonest. Born on December 25th, Christmas Day, 1995, raised by a single mother and being homeschooled in Jersey, Mary Jane actually grew up pretty sheltered. However, she was determined to do something with her life. She ended up going to college, dropping out, getting a job, working very, very hard so that she can then travel. That's when, her YouTube idea sprung about. And luckily for her, the YouTube actually really worked out. One thing a lot of people don't tell you, especially YouTubers, is that being a YouTuber is actually pretty hard. Yes, we are in a very, very privileged state. However, a lot of people don't make it. Most of the people that I became friends with in the beginning of my YouTube career literally completely fell off the face of the earth, don't do YouTube anymore, went to different platforms. Like, being a YouTuber is genuinely not easy. So I will say I'm genuinely happy that it worked out for her. However, aside from the content that she was posting that was actually very alluring, even though eventually I found it boring, a lot of people followed her because she is gorgeous. Okay, so let me just say that right now. She is drop dead gorgeous. And it's funny because every single time you see people make videos about Mary Jane, there's always people that comment and they're like, oh, you're just hating on her because she's beautiful. You're hating on a pretty black woman. This is the blatant example of pretty privilege that a lot of people keep talking about, that a lot of you guys keep dismissing by telling people that they're ugly, they're stupid, and they're haters, okay? Pretty privilege is part of the reason why a lot of people are able to scam y'all. Look at Dana Chanel. I've been following the Dana Chanel story for a while, okay? And a lot of the reason she's been able to get away with so many things, along with her husband, Donnell, is because they are pretty. Okay, they look conventionally pretty. They look a little exotic, all right? And we're going to get into all of that in regards to Mary Jane, right? So Mary Jane actually made a huge come up with that video where she went to China and got her hair done. She actually did it twice. The first time was very lighthearted, very, innocent and everything. However, her hair did not turn out the way she expected. And you had people talk about, Asian people can't do our hair. But she proved them wrong with the second video in which they actually slayed her hair.
Now this, look at this. Ooh.
So, of course, from there, it just only went up, okay? She started posting more travel vlogs. She started doing more reviews of different places that she visited. And then came the Mary Jane World Tour, where she said she wanted to visit every country. She wanted to be the first Black woman to do so. And she was like, hey, you guys, help me out. Here's my GoFundMe, etc. Now, the thing is, this GoFundMe thing, it's insane. I feel like, in my personal opinion, okay, for those of you guys who actually sat there and watched her all these years, I feel like she's had multiple GoFundMes because she's had multiple accounts and she's had multiple domains, okay? There's Mary Jane's World Tour, there's Mary Jane Travels, there's maryjane.com. So many different domains. I feel like all of them keep getting shut down for fraud, just like her Instagram accounts and her TikTok accounts. And then when I went back to my notes, I started clicking on the videos that I had because I had my assistants over the years, literally compile different research on her so I can try to be as accurate as possible. All of those things are gone. I'm like, what exactly is going on here? Now, it's very interesting. And I'm very sure, just like with the whole Dr. Umar situation and anyone else that I've talked about on this channel, I'm very sure a lot of these accounts and these domains and these GoFundMes are getting shut down for fraud. Now, with the GoFundMe, like I said, I think, okay, heavy on the think, because it's I feel like over the years, I've seen different amounts on that GoFundMe. But again, I could be tripping. And things just keep disappearing from this girl. And it is wild, okay? And of course, from the Mary Jane World Tour came the Mary Jane Travel Buddies. Get your tea, get your snacks, get everything you need for this because it is a lot. So after Mary Jane said that she wanted to travel the world and be the first Black woman to do so, a lot of people rallied behind her.
Alert, someone already beat her to it, but yeah, there's that. Completely forgot to mention, this wasn't just any type of tour. It was her basically doing influencer training. She was going to teach you guys how to be influencers, how she does her stuff, how she gets paid, how to edit your videos, how to edit your photos. It was supposed to be like a run-in-the-mill type of situation. Yes, Twizzlers are my favorite candy.
Dear Diary, I've been on a mission to visit every country in the world all by myself. No crew, no partner, just me, my suitcase, my camera, and a whole lot of courage.
When we are finished Africa, we're going to be so close to finishing this goal. But I definitely need your guys' help, for this is an extremely expensive goal. You can imagine visiting every country in the world. Yeah, it's pricey. So I have a GoFundMe, and I would like you guys, if you can, to donate Everything helps.
Do any of you guys have Cash App and can help me? This is my last resort. I was like, do I ask my subscribers? Yeah, no other method is going to work right now because they shut my cards down. Trying to raise $2,000. So if you want to join in during the live stream and be a part of the live, I would love if you joined in on my lives. If you can't, just a donation to my GoFundMe would mean the world to me.
So for her to suddenly go, I need $2 million to finish this, it kind of felt off to a lot of people. She tried to spin it into something that was inspirational by launching a walkathon in Tokyo to raise awareness and donations. Afterwards, she claimed that she had raised almost $250,000 and said that she was only $2,000 away from that milestone.
I don't know. I feel like that could be done in a few minutes. 20 of you. 40 of you. And this could be done. And I can go back to my hotel. Well, I have been going to the hotel. And there's only $2,000 left that I'm trying to raise. That's my goal. $2,000. $2,000. And I can stop walking. Ooh. Jeez. Okay. 2,000. And I'm done my walkathon.
More importantly, a lot of people wanted to travel with her and help her in completing this goal. Hence, Mary Jane Travel Buddies or whatever the hell she called it. This was her planning trips for her supporters and her subscribers. All you had to do was pay the amount. It was supposed to cover everything. Flights, hotels, all that. Now, let's just pause. Shameless plug. The Mafia. Yes, we are going to Brazil. I have partnered up with Tour Hero to make this happen. And it's going to be taking place in July 2026. I cannot wait to see y'all. We were supposed to have a trip, I think, last year for my 30th to Costa Rica, but that got canceled. So I really hope we can go on this trip. I need a minimum of 6 people to sign up right now. So I really hope this trip does end up happening. If you have always wanted to travel with me or you always wanted to travel to Brazil, make sure you guys head down to the description and or the pinned comment down below. Yes, I had to throw that shameless plug in there because it has a lot to do with this travel scam. So let me just say straight up, right? As an influencer, most of the time we have a parasocial relationship with you guys. That is why I have a Patreon. That's why I have a membership. That's why I have my Instagram. So you guys can reach out to me directly. I will always answer as long as you're not A, being disrespectful, B, saying some stupid shit that what you want me to say, and C, if I see it. I always answer. Like, that's one thing that I'll say that I'm very proud of. Like, even from my moderators to like subscribers that I've talked to all my life. I have subscribers that have my number, okay? They're always like, yo, you're so responsive. Because at the end of the day, I owe my success to you guys, okay? I owe what I am today to you guys. I've also struggled and I've had GoFundMe. So when it comes to this whole Mary Jane situation, it mind boggles me, right? I just shout out a trip. I would absolutely never scam y'all and never did it the way that she did it, right? So the way Mary Jane did this is she did it herself. She handled the accommodations. She handled the flights. She handled all of it. All the money went straight to her. I've partnered up with Tour Hero because I ain't got time for that. I don't even handle my own merch because I don't got time for anybody trying to hit me up like, oh, I ain't get my shirt. Hit up Fourth Wall. Okay? Hit up my merch company. I don't got nothing to do with it because this is how problems happen. When you have an ego, okay, and you think that you can do everything, and mind you, this is her words. Follow me here. Well, you think that you could do everything?
I literally think I can do everything on this planet. I think I can do it. If someone said, do you think you can jump into a volcano and survive? I'm like, yeah. I think I can do everything. I think I can do the impossible, which is my fault a lot of times.
When you think that you the bomb.com and can't nobody tell you shit, this is where problems start to happen and this is where issues start to arise. You cannot do everything by yourself. When it comes to business, when it comes to finances, when it comes to things like this, you need to make sure you have other people there for compliance reasons, for business reasons, for liability reasons, because y'all, you have influencers that do this every day, okay? They'll partner with companies like Tour Hero. There's so many other different companies out there that do help influencers and public figures do trips with their followers and supporters. Everything is handled on their end. It always goes smooth. I assumed that that's what this was, but then I was like, this can't be it, because it wasn't until the victims of this scam came out saying that they gave her money via Zelle. They sent the payment to Cash App. They sent the payment to her sister. That's when I was like, this don't make any sense. Because like I said, I had a tour. I canceled the tour. I know how it works. I have friends and other people that I know in this community that have done tours. So when I really started looking this up, I'm like, this don't make any sense. Like, she was doing this by herself. Why? So then that's when I found this video kind of breaking things down for one of her trips.
Hey guys, I'm Keys. I love to travel. Here's part 2 of Would I Book Mary Jane's guided tour through Thailand. All right, so we've already discussed the total, which again, I don't know if it's in USD. I'm going to make the assumption it is $17.50. Now, I'm going to quickly go through what the price includes: flights, buses, train, etc., hotel, all activities and excursions we do together. Food is not included in the tour, but the food in Thailand is beyond cheap. All right, so let's talk about this. So first, it just says your flights. What does that mean? Does that mean a one-way flight? Does that mean a round-trip flight? I know a lot of times you do have to have layovers. Don't fly always directly to Thailand. So does that also include my layover city? What does my flights mean? And also with my flights, does that include baggage or does not include baggage? This is extremely vague. Same thing with the buses and trains. Next thing, hotel. What hotel? So it does say it's going to be 7 full days. Again, in part 1 I mentioned it, but it only tells me 6 days of worth of places. So anyways, the hotel. Are we going to be staying in one hotel? So we're going to have to go back to that hotel every night from the different cities? Or is this also just another grammatical error and it's supposed to say hotels? Either way, so things I look for in itineraries if I'm going to be booking travel packages is names, specific locations, hotels. What's the name of these hotel or hotels? What is the check-in time? What is the checkout time? That's just basic information. I know nothing. I don't know anything. This doesn't tell me anything. And same thing, all activities and excursions. What activities? What excursions? She did mention up here the beautiful islands in Phuket, okay, and beautiful temples, okay, elephant sanctuary. Which ones? This is not an itinerary. And if I'm going to be spending almost $1,800, I need to know day 1, this is what day 1's going to look like. This is where you'll be staying. Same thing, day 2, 3, 4, 5. You shouldn't have to ask questions. Like, you shouldn't have to ask the company, okay, so can you send me the itinerary? No, this should be all written here. This should all be clearly written in print.
Y'all. If you are going to give money to an influencer, whether it's me, okay, whether it's someone else, whoever it is, make sure that whatever it is you're giving the money to is legitimate. Okay, that's why even when I was struggling and I needed help, I started to GoFundMe so it could filter through there. I ain't tell y'all to tell me. Y'all always ask me that, like, oh, what's your Cash App? What's your this? What's your that? Even if you just want to support and I'm not struggling. Okay, I almost never, like, I'll have it on the screen now, and I think it might be linked in my description just because, like, a lot of y'all really do be sitting there like, what is it? I want to help. I want to support. Okay, it's there, but I don't push it because it's harder to verify certain things if it's not going through a legitimate pass-through. This girl sat here, made this trip. Okay, this girl sat here, took all these people's money only for them to be left stranded abroad. I'm not over-exaggerating. I'm not joking. Like, literally, people paid her thousands of dollars and either A, didn't end up on the trip, B, ended up on the trip and had horrible experiences, or C, ended up stranded. Now, let me just say this part of the video is probably going to be the longest because we need to talk about the victims. We need to hear their stories, and we need to also understand that most of them did not get their money back, and I feel like a lot of them have given up, and that's just not okay. There are plenty of creators out there that still call out Mary Jane to this day, and shout outs to y'all because we need to keep our feet on these people's necks. This is not okay at all. For the people that support this nonsense, it will never be okay at all. And it's all fun and games until your money is the one that gets took.
When we went to the hotel, she said that her bank was not working and that her sister was going to help her. And like, I would go out, I would pay for everything. Here, like, honestly, I felt used.
Right. She's used.
I felt terrible. I was alone in this Muslim country. I wasn't with my family. I'm like, she's experienced because she travels by herself, but I don't.
After asking for my refund, it was days sometimes before I heard back from her. Yeah, days pretty much. And it basically got to a point where I was harassing her low-key because she had my money. And one thing you're not about to do is just take my money. I eventually threatened her with taking legal action. I'm going to put that screenshot here. And she did not send me my money back until I did that.
Jane is texting us, rushing us to get back to the motherfucking hotel because we're supposed to be going to the ATVs and sand and camel ride and shit, right? So, all in a group chat with the girl, but we in a car, we're in a van talking shit about her because who the fuck is you to rush us back to the hotel and you just changed our trip at the very fucking last minute? Like, you gonna wait on us, bro, because your shit already not the fuck together. So, I'm gonna show y'all when shit got motherfucking rocky right here. Okay, so she's rushing us to get back to the hotel. We pull up to the hotel. We all looking nonchalant as fuck because, like, we still finna go change our clothes. So the taxi man finna leave in 10 minutes or whatever you talking about. We're still about to change our clothes because we about to get sandy as fuck, dirty as hell. So that day is cool. You know, we ain't got no problems. But we still talking shit in our group chat because this shit unprofessional as fuck. Then the next day come, this will be the yacht day. Again, she cancels our yacht day because she has skydiving school or whatever the case may be. So yet again, we have to sit here and find us something to fucking do for the day because you throwing our fucking itinerary off. Like, why would you make this fucking piece of shit if you're not gonna fucking follow it? Like, I'm real life baffled and fucking confused. Today was our yacht day. But at this point, some girls in the group already had a problem with Mary Jane I was unaware of. So we get to the yacht or whatever. So she was always saying like a private yacht. Y'all know I love motherfucking yacht tours. I love a fucking private yacht. So I'm in line and it's this like family behind us. So, you know, I'm very outspoken. Why are they behind us? Like, they on the boat too? She's like, oh, no, this boat's just for us. So I'm still watching because they real fucking close to be on a boat that's just for us. Like, get y'all ass back. It's Corona. Come to find out, they're on the fucking boat too. Fuck. Oh, yeah, she was bragging about how she paid $4,000 for our private yacht. All this type of shit. Of course, we do our own research. The bitch paid $40 per person for that fucking shared boat tour. And I was like, okay, no, bro, I need some fucking money back. Then it's come to my attention that some girls on the group reached out to her about being unprofessional or whatever the case may be. The bitch gonna text her and tell her to contact her via email at her business email. Bitch, I have your number. You're in the same hotel. You're in my fucking face. Like, why can't you address this shit now? Because it's making me uncomfortable at this fucking point. Like, that's rude as fuck. Then on top of that, while we're on the fucking yacht, she's whole ass avoiding these girls. Like, she's not taking their photos. She's not talking to them. Just acting like they're fucking invisible. Like,
in December, she posted this on her page. Posted this on her story talking about this travel academy, saying that she's tired of traveling by herself and that she would like to travel with someone. So that basically she created this program where you would pay a specific amount of money to her and then she'll cover the rest. And basically you would take content for her and vice versa. And you would just travel together and stuff like that. So here's the proof that I booked it. This was back in December. It was a few $100s, you know, whatever. I felt like it was an investment, a good investment for myself. Cool, right? So a few days pass by where I don't receive an email and like no sort of communication with her in regards to her questioning me on what trip, what country I want to go to, basically any other logistics of the trip or whatever the fuck, you know? So whatever, she sends me this email telling me that she's so sorry for the gap in communication and thank you for joining her and that she's excited to meet me, blah, blah, blah. And which country do I want to go to? So I'm very understanding. So I was just like, it's fine. You're probably so busy. You have so many emails. I understand. I'm very understanding. I'm a very understanding person. Just communicate with me, right? So I let her know that I chose to go to Namibia in Africa. Namibia looks so beautiful. It was scheduled to be in July. And I had sent her another email like, hey, like, is there an update? X, Y, and Z? No response. So I went on her page and went to her comments and was like, hey, I booked for Namibia and I haven't received an email yet, blah, 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 whatever, because she's here posting daily talking about, oh, these countries are still available, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, I had booked for Namibia weeks ago, but you haven't responded to me. So, and did she respond? Of course she didn't. So I guess a few people saw my comment under her picture on her page, and then people, like her followers, started to DM me. So we're just talking about how they had also booked with her to go to other countries, like I think it was Japan or wherever country it was. And we're just talking about how she has not responded to us and we paid our money, X, Y, and Z, right? And so here's the conversation as proof. And then one of her followers, she lets me know like, hey, did you see the stuff they were saying online about her scamming? So I was like, no. So I go to YouTube and lo and behold, there's a video of a girl talking about how she be scamming people and be doing this shit.
And then when we got back to the hotel, we had lunch. And then she was saying, that's when I screenshot the thing. She was saying, hey, Elena, can you come down and give me 600 Egyptian pounds? I'm having issues with my bank. And I was like, I don't know. I was just being nice, you know, she was like hosting me. So I'm like, sure. Right. And after that, we went to the mall and I paid for the cab. And we just walked around the mall. And it's like any other mall, you know, it's H&M and Starbucks. And I didn't want to buy anything there. So we seriously walked around until it was like closing time. And then I realized when we got back that she couldn't get into her room. And I was being nice. I'm like, do you want to come in my room and hang out until you figure out your bank stuff? She kept saying no. And that's when I screenshotted the other stuff. She's like, saying she had to beg the front desk people. She had to beg the front desk people to get her back in the room or something. So, and then that morning I messaged her like, do you want to have breakfast or something? She's like, can we just like, no, stop. She was saying like, hey, it's okay if we like lay low today. I don't feel good or whatever like that. That's all the screenshot I sent you.
So I cashed after her $2,500. Never asked me for my passport, what was my full name or anything. The only thing she asked me was which state I was coming from. So now I have to, she was very nasty. Like I was never rude to her. But anyway, it is what it is. I'll never get my money back.
And once this video went viral, Mary Jane quickly tried to do damage control and tried to make things right. And Mary Jane quickly emailed the girl saying, I wanted to reach out to you and get you all paid off
and I wanted to offer you a trip or a package for any trouble or stress I may have caused you at the end of the day. I am a Christian woman and I am meant to act a certain way, and I believe I owe you a sincere apology for the stress and worry of betrayal I caused you. I think I'm not perfect and I can be very irresponsible, and I act quickly and emotionally instead of rationally and correctly. So please tell me the remainder so I can settle this, and then I want to talk to you about possibly sending you on a trip. Do you like Tulum? It's beautiful, and I was just there and I want to send you there. I will obviously be paying for the trip, and I would pay for your flight and hotel as an apology for me if you're up to it. Let me know if you're interested.
Now, speaking of her heavenly, Jesus, God-forsaken mother, one victim even reached out to her because one victim found her place of work and her personal phone number, and basically the victim reached out to her saying, hey, your daughter scammed me and my friend, to which her dumbass mom replied this.
I'm sorry you're upset. I will screenshot this and send this to her. Please don't continue to contact me personally. I hope all goes well for you today and always.
So, like, if she doesn't refund you, please don't go to the police. We will refund. Call me. Yeah, we can work out, paying it back to you. Call me when you get a chance.
Child, look at my hair. Ridiculous, but that's not the point. It's been brought to my attention that some of these people actually did get their money back, while some people didn't get their money back at all. So there was also a lawsuit in the works or in the talks. I have linked everything down below so you guys can watch it. I have a whole playlist so you guys can watch. I have no idea what happened with that, but I'm guessing, like I said in the beginning, a lot of people just gave up on the situation, which is very unfortunate.
To be quite honest with you, I really feel like a lot of these women ended up being discouraged. I feel like a lot of them felt like, there was no use in continuing to go after Mary Jane because she literally never said anything about any of this, right? Yeah, like a lot of these videos are from like the panoramic times, okay, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023-ish. Like there were people that, when I'm telling y'all, were making videos out the wazoo at one point and then all of a sudden it stopped. She has waves of people calling her out because she does waves of nonsense and waves of scams. Like prior to this, there were so many other situations. However, I wanted to touch on this specifically because she really bugged the hell out. As a fellow Black girl that is a Capricorn that was raised in Jersey, just like her, I'm just like, it is the audacity to be out here scamming people. Like it makes me mad. It's like, I feel like, oh my God, like, I think I might pop up next to her on Famous Birthdays just because we from Jersey. I don't like that shit. Like, I need to hit up Famous Birthdays. Like, can we make sure that I am no way near associated with her? Because it's just like, how dare you? It's one thing to be a scammer, but it's another thing to scam the people who made you who you are. It's another thing to scam people who really support you and hang on every word that you tell them, especially when they are blatantly giving you money for something that you don't truly need. Now, let's get into that real quick. The travel situation was bad enough. However, you guys are probably wondering, how did we even get there? Like I said, a lot of people had been donating to Mary Jane in her goal of being the first Black woman to visit all the countries in the world. She had about 193. But it's very interesting because the whole travel discrepancies are insane with this one. Like, I could probably put together an hour-long compilation of Mary Jane lying about how many countries that she has visited at any given point, because it's just, I don't know how many countries she's visited, and neither does she.
We've been to Paris, we've been to Germany, Sweden, Norway. Well, I've been everywhere in Europe, so I forgot to celebrate. Albania was my cap on Europe. I've been to every single country in Europe. That is crazy, guys. It took me about 5 months in total. And then I'll be in country 125 tonight, and that will complete Europe. When I'm done with that country, I will have visited all of Europe, the entire continent. I've been to every single country in Europe. That is crazy, guys. You guys know that your girl is doing this. I just visited my 137th country 2 days ago, San Marino. Check out the video if you haven't. And everyone wants to know, when are you going back to Africa? Yes, I am going back to Africa. Of course I am. I have an entire continent to finish, which is Africa. I'm finishing Europe right now, but I'll be back in Africa literally very soon. I won't give you a date. Because there's been so many changes recently. But I can tell you very, very, very soon. Love first of the month. There's something about
the first of a month. That just gets me really excited. But I think I'll do these cards. Will be very happy. I'm knocking out 15 countries, March and April. Yeah, April comes after March. March and April, I'm knocking out 15 countries, and they'll be in Africa, you guys. So I know you guys are gonna be so freaking excited because you guys are like, when are you gonna get to the African countries? I've already been. Most people are like, they don't think I've been to Africa. I've been to a lot more African countries than most people have.
I've been traveling nonstop for the past 7 years, meaning I don't even really have a home. I'm just traveling place to place. I'm right now in Napoli, Italy. I've been in Italy for the past, I think I'm the perfect person to tell you about Europe, being that I'm not European, so I have an outsider's view, and that I've traveled every single country and every single capital of every country. So I've been to every country in Europe, all the capitals of those countries, and in multiple cities and towns and small places within those countries. I haven't just been going to like Paris and, you know, Rome. I've been going deep into Liechtenstein. I've never been to Liechtenstein. Oh my goodness. I think I'm going to Liechtenstein. Liechtenstein. I think when they say it, when the Swiss people say it, it sounds like Liechtenstein. But sure, if you want to say Liechtenstein, but when the Swiss people say it, it sounds like Liechtenstein. Anyways, I've never been there. I feel like I should go, maybe next week, because it's right above Switzerland.
Like every day it's a different thing. Every day it's this, that, and the third. Every day, like, it's just like she keeps moving the goalpost. She keeps saying, oh, I visited all the countries in Europe. Nope, I didn't visit all of Europe yet. Help me get to Europe. Oh, now I'm in Africa. Oh, nope, now I'm in Cambodia. Okay, now I'm on Mars. Like, girl, pick a problem, pick a goal, and keep it there. Like, it's absolutely insane to me how a lot of people, especially the ones who actually follow her and have been supporting her for a while, have not picked up on this and have not picked up on the fact that she's literally lying through her teeth. There's a few key observations and takeaways that I'm sure a lot of you guys have already picked up on from the clips and everything that I said. But one thing about Mary Jane Byarm that you need to pay attention to, aside from the fact that her body language is extremely off and you could tell she's lying, is the fact that she loves to bring God in her mess. I can't stand it, okay?
The best thing we can do is put our eyes on God, and then we won't be tossed here and there by whatever we see on the news, whatever war, whatever shooting, which they're horrible and tragic. But we cannot be so locked in on the tragedy of the world and miss the hope. There's so much hope. That's what God has been saying to me. Nobody's looking for the hope. Nobody's has their eyes on the beauty and the good things happening and the, you know, amazing things God has in store, especially for those who love him.
God cares about you, but the universe will chew you up and spit you out. It will suck you up in a tsunami, spin you around in a tornado, and shoot you into oblivion. It does not care about you, okay? God does.
I want to be a strong Christian. I want to be a strong representation of what it means to be a Christian. And religion, he talks about a relationship. He wants to have a relationship with you. That's all he wants.
I feel like a lot of people just say they're Christian in America, but it's maybe not that true. It's just a thing to say because your parents were or something like that, but that's a whole different story to get into. I don't think any country is saved. I think there are very, very, very few people in this world that are truly, truly Christian.
You guys, look at it. This is Christian water. Albania is a Christian country. And so, I don't know if you guys are familiar with, I believe it's John chapter 4 in the Bible, where Jesus says that he's the living water that will the only water that can quench our soul. So this is Christian water. It says living water as like referring to John chapter 4 in the Bible. And then it says for a thirsty soul. I'm like, that's so cool.
I've never seen her pray like one day that I was there. She doesn't have a Bible. Okay, like
the whole scammer to Christian pipeline needs to be studied. It needs to be like a real psychological study, because a lot of people, okay, especially on YouTube, are scamming, and then all of a sudden when they come back from their scam sabbatical, they're like, oh my God, Lord Jesus Christ done saved me. Jesus is king, and I don't care what no one says about me. All I care about is what God says about me. It, like, literally, fuck you. Like, I hate it. It gets me so angry, and I'm not even a super religious person. I'm very spiritual, and I believe in karma, and karma gonna whoop your ass, and so is God when you go to hell. He gonna whoop your ass, and he gonna send you to hell, because y'all really be having some nerve gall audacity to be lying on God in the name of scams. Now, what's very interesting with this whole travel saga is most videos that you watch about this are either outdated or people didn't find this particular video that I found of Mary Jane let me not even call it an apology. Now, let me not disrespect y'all face like that. Explaining herself about the whole travel fiasco.
There's this saying that's like, no one believes the truth when the lie is more interesting. So that's why I never speak on drama or any of that stuff or problems on YouTube. Because I feel like there's really no solution, you know, to internet. The internet loves drama. It's going to feed on the drama aspect, you know, and whatever the worst narrative is. But I was like, no, that's wrong, Mary Jane. That's actually really wrong, because this travel buddy situation and these trips you were offering to the public, you're offering to your audience. So if they're not happening, you need to address it to your audience. And like, that's so true. Being that I'm like a pro traveler, it would be so simple for me to be like doing these group trips. And I've been offered them too. Like, companies have reached out to me and said, oh, we're a tour company. We'd love you to be like the like front runner of the tour, and like people can join to come travel with you. And I never said yes to them. Instead, I was like, I'll do it myself. That's such a good idea. I decided to give another go at it because I was like, I do believe I can do this successfully, you know? It shouldn't be hard for me to do this, right? It's just adding people to organize a little trip, have people pay me, I take care of everything, and I'm the one kind of guiding everyone around. That sounds like such a simple, good idea, but when I tell you, no. And it was funny because 3 people warned me. A stranger warned me when I was offering these trips. Don't do it. I'm telling you, it's not going to work out. She's like, I had a dream that this is not going to work out for you again. And I strongly want you not to do this. I want you to cancel it right now. I have a thing where I never think anything's like a big deal. I always think there's no big deal here. It'll be fixed easily. Like, there's no problem. Mary Jane, stop offering trips. Mary Jane, stop being responsible. Stop putting yourself in a position where you're responsible for other people. So, I can't even go through all of it. I can't even tell you. Everything under the sun goes wrong. It's up in flames. In my head, everything's still fine. Everything's still good. Still offering trips, saying, yeah. Everything's good. Everything's fine. There's no problems. Still offering trips. And then, boom, they shut down my website, saying that they're going to look into further why I'm getting so many requests for refunds. And I can't even get into the website. I can't get into transactions. I can't get into payments. I can't get into refund anybody. I should have known better, and I should have taken responsibility for like even making this whole scenario, because it's my fault. It's nobody else's fault. It's mine. And I know I'm on this planet and figure it out, but it's such a big deal bringing a stranger into this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is my fault. It is 100%. I'm bit off way more than I could chew, and then I'm putting all these people in a boat with me, and the boat was like, I was like, I don't know if the boat wasn't staying afloat, you know, as far as me being able to successfully complete these trips with these girls. Everything was going wrong. Everything was going wrong. And I was still offering trips when I shouldn't have been, because in my head, I'm like, oh, everything's good. Oh, everything's fine. Everything's fine. And it wasn't. I should have shut that thing down week 1 and said, hey, you guys, I'm not offering these anymore. I've got to fix how it's already blowing up in my face. So I'm handling it. I'm cleaning up the mess that I've made. And I wanted to apologize to girls that did sign up for my trip and then were disappointed, or, just got brought into the realm and I didn't pull through, in the picture I was painting.
Linked the video down where she actually does apologize down below. The funny thing about it is you will probably never find it. You would have never found it because it's literally called Let Me Explain. She doesn't apologize till like the 21-minute mark. It's a 35+ minute video. It's ridiculous because I don't even remember how I came across this video. It was just random. I was clicking on a lot of stuff and I'm like, is she serious? Like, you could have at least properly titled it directly apologized to these people, gave a real solution. Like, it's just really insane. Like, at first I was like, okay, she didn't apologize, because like I watched this mad different times and I kept falling asleep, and like, because it was that boring. And then that's when, like, you know, I went to go look again. I'm like, wow, okay, so she does apologize, but it's like, you wouldn't know about it. Like, this is such a low-key video.
Never did she come up with a plan or a timeline or an idea of, hey, I'm going to try to pay you guys back, or hey, I cannot pay you guys back because I don't got it. Just a whole bunch of ego, a whole bunch of excuses, and a whole bunch of like shit that nobody asked for. And from what I understand, at the end of 2024, she actually teased doing this nonsense again.
I'm going on tour, and I'm very, 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 very excited about it. I told you guys last year that I wanted to start doing these as a regular thing, but I needed a year to figure it out, because if you guys know, if you've watched me for a little bit, I attempted to do this before back in 2020, and it was just a lot for me. It was so much, and there was so much I learned from that experience, and I definitely feel like I needed to take a few years to figure out how, if I was ever going to do it again, I needed a few years to like sort that out, you know? So it's been 4 years, and I am ready to do tours again. It's probably my most asked question. It is the most asked question that I get is, Mary Jane, are you ever going to host tours? I would love for you to show me around so-and-so, and I honestly think I am the best traveler in the world. So I think I'm the perfect person for it, but I just had to figure out, I had to learn from my previous experience, and I needed help, which I have help this time. Spoiler alert, the first location will be in Tokyo. So Travel Tokyo is helping me do these tours, and we are going to roll them out with a very small group. So I will be hosting 3 tours in Tokyo in 4 weeks. Yes, and the tickets are live now. If you're watching this video, the tickets are live.
I'm telling you, the gal is slippery. y'all like my little fake patois right there. But now, seriously, the girl is very slippery, because this tour never happened. I had to go on Reddit to figure this out, because I couldn't find no proof of anybody going on this tour or this tour ever happening. And yeah, even the links don't work to the site. I cannot. Like, it's just ridiculous at this point.
If y'all go and give this bitch money, that's your fault. I don't want to hear it. Don't hit me up. Don't hit nobody else up that's been making these videos, because at this point it's ridiculous. Like, literally, when you look up Mary Jane, scammer always pops up. Like, it's like her shit is done up. She's lost sponsors. She's lost views. It's to the point where she has had to heavily redact her comment sections, and she's had to delete videos, put them back up, put them on the membership, take them out. Like, it's a lot. So for people to still be giving this girl money, it's because you want to lose money. Okay, at this point, just count it as charity. Okay, because that's what we're doing here. Now, there was a lot of major red flags in the beginning before all of this scamming took place. However, a lot of people chose to ignore it, give her the benefit of the doubt. And to be quite honest with y'all, like, I don't blame anyone for giving her the benefit of the doubt, specifically because, I don't know, I feel like this was Mary Jane kind of testing the waters. First, we had the contact lenses versus, is that her hair or is that a wig? So with the whole contact lenses situation, a lot of people used to ask Mary Jane about her eyes, right? A lot of people would comment in her comment section like, hey, are these your eyes? Are they real? Blah, blah, blah. And there's been times that she's actually commented back and said, yes, these are my eyes. Now, it's very hard to track this down. I had to go into other people's videos to find the comments of her responding saying, yes, these are my eyes. But then, you know, it didn't really matter, because she later on came out and said, hey, y'all, like, I've been saying all of these years that these are not my eyes and these are contacts. No, bitch. No. You said that these are your real eyes.
I've said in almost every single Q&A I've done so far that these are contacts. I've talked about it on my Instagram story several times. I've said it on every single one of my Instagram lives. It's like, I don't know how many times I have to say it. Like, I don't want to bring it up all the time, because it's really annoying to keep answering the same question over and over again when people could just do the research.
I guess real eyes keep telling lies, because then it became the whole hair saga. Hair saga thing to this day is still a thing. You have people making full-blown think pieces on if Mary Jane's hair is real. Now, nobody's calling her bald-headed, okay? Like, realistically, she does have hair. We've seen her hair. We've seen her do little routines and stuff. But there's certain clips where you can literally see the netting and you could tell it's a wig. There's certain clips where it's like she's not even running her hands through her hair. She's like, this is my hair. And it's like it's just kind of ridiculous at this point. A lot of people saying that she exhibits loads of signs of self-hatred, as well as, you know, like colorism and all of this. Like,
she profusely loves to boast about being mixed race, even though she has said countless times that both her parents are black and African American.
I'm black, but black is a color. I'm very mixed up, which also falls under the definition of black. But I don't have any Indian in my blood, interestingly enough.
6 months later.
While I was in Ethiopia, they all thought I was from Ethiopia. I'm part Ethiopian, but only a percentage. Laughed my ass off.
3 hours later.
I'm Black American, meaning I'm a ton of different things all mixed up. My grandma's mixed with black and white, and my dad is Dominican and Somali, and a bunch of other stuff. My mom has no idea where her background is from. I can't really claim one ethnic group like most people in America. I hope that helps.
Many minutes later.
Are you mixed with Asian?
I am a little.
4 to 6 days later.
Also, I'm 20% Indian and South Asian, which I was aware of because people are elseways.
Okay, the scammer can't spell for shit. Oh my god, you can scam but you can't spell, bitch. Oh Jesus.
Child, now that could be a video in itself. Personally, I feel like that's her real hair. I don't really care if it's her hair or not, to be honest with you. I've never sat there and tried to like dissect it. I really could care less.
When you're doing a top parting, okay? Everyone does top partings when you have hair extensions. But what people won't tend to show you is the scalp on the sides of the hair. This is something which I was watching for in her videos. You never see her scalp on the side of her hair. Now, when would you normally see the scalp on the side of her hair? Well, in this video, you'll see that she's trying to do a wavy or curly type hairstyle with some thongs, it looks like. But the problem with this is that most women will know that you'll always put your hair into sections to make your hair like this. When you put your hair into sections, you will see parts of your scalp. Mary Jane Byarm doesn't do this in any of her videos.
However, that coupled with the whole contacts fiasco does kind of make you think, and it kind of makes you sit there and be like, do you have a problem with yourself? Like, she is a gorgeous girl. Like, yo, I don't understand. Like, if you are that pretty, what are you being insecure, lying about your hair and your eyes for? That is strange. And a lot of people chop this up to her wanting to be exotic. She doesn't want to be a Black or African American girl. She wants to be perceived as different types of races and ethnicities because being African American is not good enough. She likes when people see her as exotic. A lot of people have drawn this conclusion due to a lot of different videos that she has made.
And he straight up told me, like, you're really ugly, and I don't know why you like me, because, like, you're just really ugly. And I would never date a Black girl. And I'm just like, okay, I understand. I was super sad during that time. And my siblings, you know what I mean? So anyways, that's when I started straightening the crap out of my hair. My hair was really long at that time, too. It was, like, almost to, if I would straighten it, it'd be to my hips. And I always would because I just wanted to fit in more with the white people. I'm like, I don't want to be so stand-outish. I just want to fit in more. And something's wrong with my hair apparently because there's such a big deal about it. And I straightened the crap out of it. I went and got blonde highlights to try and be less, you know what I mean? But and I begged my mom, can I get blonde highlights? Can I get blonde highlights? Can I get blonde highlights? She kept saying no. But one day she said yes. And I got them.
She made a video one point where she said she went to some country. I forgot which one it was. She's had a couple videos where she talks about how, like, you know, at one point she was saying how Asian men were fawning after her. And then she has another one where they kept saying they thought that she was like from Dubai and child. It's a lot, okay?
A very handsome man was the flight attendant on one of my recent flights, and it was just crazy because this man was literally in love with me and literally wanted to marry me, and it was absolutely hilarious. So, and he's staring, like, his eyes are locked on me, and I'm like, oh gosh. This flight is 14 hours, you guys, by the way, so I'm like, oh boy, okay. The guy comes right over to me, and he's like, can I help you? I'm just getting on the flight. You need anything? I'm like, I'm perfectly okay. He's like, can I get you some water? I'm like, I'm okay, I have water. And he's like, the dude is like, he's trying to work, but his focus is on me. So it was kind of awkward to watch. This is so exciting. First impressions, everyone is so ridiculously, insanely kind to me. The taxi driver the whole time was calling me sister. When I was checking into my hotel, they were calling me sister. They asked me, they were like, are you a celebrity? I was like, no. I was like, why are you asking? They were like, because you're so pretty. Like, the people here are just sweet. People were waving at me when I was riding in the taxi on the way here. They don't experience a lot of foreigners or a lot of tourism, so they get really excited when they see foreigners. So yes, people are looking, but they have the biggest smiles on their face. They're so sweet.
And it's like, why do you care so much? Like, people say, like, yo, a lot of people don't think that I'm Haitian. Y'all never heard that, really, because I don't really talk about that, because who gives a fuck? I'll have people literally come up to me like, Dominicana, oh, Peruvian, oh, Brazil. I'm like, no, Haitian, nigga, like, hey, you know, I can't. Like, who cares? Like, she seems to have like this insane, like, want to be something else. Like, she wants people, or like, she really loves when people think that she's anything but a Black African American girl. And honestly, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't really give a fuck. But a lot of people really started getting turned off by her when she started doing that. And people were able to see her wigs and noticing the contacts, and she was lying, saying the eyes was hers. That was a lot of when a lot of people started like giving her the side eye a little bit. And it's also part of the reason she was able to scam as well as she did, because you know what they say, you give someone an inch, they take a mile. During this time is when she really started hankering down on her hair content. She started doing the hair routines to prove that her hair was real. She started talking about what she put in her hair. She started doing all of these like, oh, here's my regimen. See me do this, see me do that. And then we have the rice water shit. The rice water shit. Let me take a sip of water for this one. Yeah. Mary Jane, okay, she went to, I believe it was China, and she said she met with the village people, and they told her about this rice water, okay? Actually lies, let me rewind. Basically, she was saying like, you know, she heard about rice water. She wanted to go to the mountains of China to find out about this rice water. So she met with these village people that sell the rice water and sell these other products, and it's all up on a mountain or whatever the case may be. And she met with them to get the secret Krabby Patty formula to put in her hair and then sell to you guys, because it's ridiculous how it's so far, and you know, not a lot of people go there and they don't have that many companies, but she can help them, okay? By taking their ancient secrets, marketing it off as her own, working with them, and then selling it to you guys.
Or talking about it. Online, I heard about these women who have the longest hair in the world. The Red Yacht women of Guilin, Guangxi. In the beginning of 2024, I went on a healthy hair journey to grow my hair as long as I can, as beautiful as I can, as healthy as I can. So I thought, who better to go to than the women in the mountains of China, who are literally dedicating their lives to growing the most beautiful, gorgeous hair on the planet Earth. And they've achieved it. These women are awarded with having the longest hair in the world. I got to visit their museum where they break down the ancient Chinese secret of rice water. They even have the ancient rice water recipes still in the museum. This museum breaks down how rice water is so effective and so powerful for hair growth and hair health, and how their rice water secret not only will grow your hair so long, but keep your hair from ever turning gray, like these beautiful ladies. So come with me to explore beautiful Guilin, China.
Travel to the Honglu village in the bones of China, in the villages of China where no one ever goes, in the beautiful mountaintop of Honglu, Guilin, China, so I could learn from the women who have the world's longest hair that never turns gray because they use their sacred ancient rice water recipe. I needed this recipe for myself and for my own products, but I had to learn first. I had to learn about what herbs they use. I had to learn about exactly what rice I needed. I needed to learn how to make this rice water so I could reap the same benefits of this never graying, even though gray is beautiful, long, gorgeous hair that grows 2 inches a month.
You guys know, if you're at all a little bit familiar with my channel, you know that I went and learned and apprenticed under the Yacht women of Guilin. I went to their little itty bitty village in China. This is mine, so it's all used, but this is my rice water. It's available on my website, Mary Jane Travels. Link down below. You can get your rice water from me, because I think you need to get it from me, because if you want it, because first of all, I know what I'm doing.
Here's how I make my black vanilla rice water glass hair growth treatment that'll make your hair so ridiculously shiny, so soft, and grow like crazy. It's what I've been using the entire year, and it has totally brought my hair back to life after years of damaging my hair. So first I take Yacht sticky rice and I wash it. I also wash organic orange, important that it's organic, and I put herbs in there like rosemary and green tea and mint, and I put 2 vanilla beans. This will make like 3 bottles almost, and I bring it to a boil and I let it boil on medium for about an hour. And it's got to ferment for a week. After it ferments, it's ready to use, and I put it in every night after washing and detangling my hair. I'll add the rice water treatment, focusing on my roots, and then just wash it out.
Well, unfortunately, a majority of people never got their order, okay? Just like with a lot of other things, okay? We already talked about the travel scam, but there's so many other things that we are going to be talking about in this video. People did not get their order of their rice water. If I'm not mistaken, the people that did were like, this is caca, this is dog water, what the fuck is this? But of course, there was loads of controversy with people like, how the hell you go to these people's country, take their shit, not give them a cut, and then act like you helping them? Like, who the hell do you think you are? And that goes into a lot of her entitlement that she exhibits in a majority of her videos, and a lot of the whole the traveling as a whole with her is just crazy, because although she's one of the first ones on the platform to do it, especially being a Black girl, she sucks at travel vlogging. First of all, she's extremely entitled. All she does is lie, and nothing of what she says makes sense. There's been numerous times where she said that she's going to move to certain countries. Like, I think right now it is 2025. We are in September 2025. I believe towards the end of 2024, leading into 2025, she said she was moving to Switzerland. How? Now you guys are probably like, oh, well, maybe she got a visa. This bitch talks about everything. Okay, she makes content about everything, even the things that nobody cares about, nobody wants to watch. Therefore, why didn't she inform us of the fact that she had a visa? And that is what was going to be allowing her to do all of these things. Additionally, you do know that you can't just be pulling up to people's countries without any type of notice and any type of visa, right? This girl seems to be hopping around countries at least every week. She's somewhere else all the time. A lot of times she's doing double visits, and she's selling products. From where exactly? Has anyone not tried to think about that? Like, where is she selling these products from? You cannot just pull up to Ukraine and start selling out of Ukraine. You cannot just pull up to Czech Republic and start selling things out of the Czech Republic. You cannot pull up to Nigeria and just start selling things out of Nigeria. That's not how the world works. Unfortunately, when it comes to Americans, okay, whether it's Black, white, Asian Americans, whatever, we have this idea of thinking that we could just pull up to any country because we have an American passport and do what we want. And unfortunately, it doesn't always end well, okay? We've had athletes getting locked up, okay? We've had celebrities getting locked up because they think that they could just do whatever the fuck they want in people's countries. So why do you think you're different? And why aren't people asking these questions? One of the main instances of this is the fact that she visited Egypt at least, 5 or 6 times. And you had people that have traveled with her that said she was actually very ignorant to Egypt and didn't know shit about what she was talking about. And then you had a time where she was saying, Egypt was great and she loved it. And then she said it was dangerous. There were other places that she also visited where she was like, oh, this place is great. This place is amazing. But then in another breath, she's like, oh, no, I hate this place. Oh, I almost got shot. Now, again, me being someone that has traveled, me being someone that also almost got shot, not out the country, in America, okay, because I grew up in the hood. And me being somebody that understands how a lot of this shit works, it's like, who's falling for this and why? Like, it comes to a point where it's just like, why do you lie? You lie so much, my friend. Like, all you do is lie. And it's like, you can see all of this now, like, on forums and stuff. You can find, like, some videos on TikTok that people reposted. You can find some videos on YouTube that people reposted because she keeps deleting the evidence of this stuff. And it's coming to a point where it's just like, I don't even understand why people even follow her anymore, because like I said, she is boring. Okay, people are saying her hair is a wig. Her eyes aren't real, which she stopped wearing the contacts, thank God. And then she's hosting trips, but she's not really hosting trips. She's taking the money. She's leaving people stranded abroad. Like, I'm just not understanding. What exactly are we supporting now? What are we doing? Speaking to her hair, but jumping ahead of the timeline, from what I understand now, she is selling hair oil, which again, where are you selling this from? I haven't seen anybody actually get this hair oil. I was going to order it, but I like my money a little too much. $40 for some hair oil that she probably made in a toilet bowl in the New York City subway is something that I am not trying to put in my hair, okay? My hair grew this fast in 5 years because I leave it the hell alone. I ain't got time to be experimenting on my hair. Messy. I probably get my mom to do it, though. She always looking for new shit to put in her hair. Y'all know, I already told y'all my mom bald-headed low-key. Let me stop. Yo, y'all be cracking up when I say that, but it's true. Like, her hair kind of growing now. So, maybe that's something that, I don't know, $40 for some hair oil is just crazy to me. Like, no. Of all people to get that to, it ain't gonna be her.
Angel Hair by MaryJane.com. Yes, I have 2 products so far, and I love them so much, so I have to tell you guys about them. Okay, I've been using, this one is a little bit used, but we have 2 products on Angel Hair right now, and I need you guys to know about them. This is my Angel Hair Vanilla Growth Oil. You guys, this is the best vanilla growth. This is the best, in my opinion, hair oil on the market right now, okay? It's got coconut oil, castor oil, rosemary oil, boab oil. I learned about when I was in Namibia. Makes your hair so soft. It's got clove, which helps your hair grow. It's got rosemary that helps your hair grow. It's got coconut. It's got vanilla bean that makes your hair. Vanilla bean makes your hair iridescent because it's packed with vitamin B12. B12 is a thing your hair needs to be shiny and vibrant.
So this is a hair growth oil and a hair length oil. You put it on your head and on your ends. I use it for shine on the top of my hair when I do my little bun ponytails. I use it on my ends and on my scalp at night. It's amazing. You can be black or white or Asian. This hair oil is good for everybody. It's got olive oil, you guys. Olive oil is amazing for strengthening your hair strands. I think this is the best hair oil on the market.
Honestly, this video is already over an hour long. If I sat here and covered every single scandal, we would probably be here for a week, because this is literally just scratching the surface. We have her reselling her luxury items, the Louis Vuitton scam, the Christian Dior sandal scam. We have the fact that she's always out here saying she's in places that she's not, but then lying about having like natural disasters happen. She lied about being a model. It never ends. Do not give this girl your money. That's all I'm telling you right now. Do not give this girl your money. Like, Sufel se foto. Okay, if you do that, that's your business, that's your fault, that's your problem.
Now, you would think that someone that is well-traveled would be open-minded, very robust in their views of the world, but Mary Jane is anything but. Not only does she not seem to know much about the countries that she has visited, which has prompted people to say that she more than likely has not visited all the places that she has visited, but she also seems to have very, tasteless opinions about being a Black American and traveling around the world. She came under fire for saying that racism didn't exist. And I'll say this probably fucked her up more than anything else that I talked about, okay? Now, the crazy part about this is I do know Black people that think this. And it always mind boggles me. I'm always getting into like back and forth with these people, because how do you mean? Like, you can say racism doesn't affect you. You can say you never encountered racism. However, to say racism doesn't exist is absolutely insane. She essentially said that, all the countries that she's been to, she's never experienced racism. But additionally, Black Americans and other Black people be out here making things bigger than what it is. If you're a white person, you're more than likely going to be shot by the cops than a Black person would. And to add a nail in that coffin, she also said that Black people can indeed be racist.
We were one of the first people to abolish slavery. We had a war abolishing slavery, right? And there's tons of countries that still have slavery that had to take place to get rid of it, but no one in the United States who was alive was a slave. And just being to 120 countries and seeing how the average person lives. In Japan, the culture is you should blend in. Everyone should be the same. And no one's on a pedestal. When we are not, sometimes in the US, when people aren't propped up on a pedestal and praised and seen and bowed down to, that's like a form of racism. You know what I mean? It's like, I didn't get this because I'm Black and the world is racist. And it's just so crazy. But it's not the world against Black people. It's not the world hates Black people. It's not the Black people have it the hardest in life. It's just so not freaking true. It's insane that we make it just seem like a big land of white people who kill Black people. And that's just not true. And Black people are just living these terrible lives. If you go out into the world and you see how people live, whoa, we are so freaking privileged. Like, are you kidding me? We are so privileged as Black people in America. We live these beautiful lives. And if people actually looked at the statistics, if you're white, you're more likely to be killed by the police than a Black person. It's just when the Black people are killed by the police, it's blown up on the internet. And it's like, oh, everyone's killing Black people. And don't be a victim. I'm not a victim of anything.
The crazy part about everything she said is I actually agree with Black people can be racist. It just doesn't really mean shit. Like, the whole idea of people can't be racist always confuses the hell out of me, because I get what y'all talking about. Yes, I understand racism is more than just I don't like someone because of this. It has a lot to do with systems. It has a lot to do with power imbalances, etc. However, you can still sit there and be like, fuck that white cracker, I don't like you. And that's fucked up. That is racist. Does it affect that white person? No. And that's where when white people be trying to say that, I'm like, nah, shut your ass up. Because if I'm racist to you, it don't mean it's going to do anything. So that's why a lot of people, when you hear the whole Black people can't be racist thing, they're talking about that. It's like, oh, well, if I'm racist to this person, it doesn't matter. Yeah, but it still probably hurts the same depending on that person. And we should just all be nice to each other and not exploit power imbalances at the end of the day. And if we are going to have opinions that do not resonate with the millions and trillions of people in the world, maybe we should just not say them. Her saying that it does not exist is absolutely insane, especially for someone that claims to be well-traveled. And to me, in my personal opinion, especially for someone that for her has been to Italy, and Italy has already had all these racist connotations that she got slapped up in Italy. And she's sitting here talking about, racism, it doesn't exist. Absolutely insane.
Apparently, a part of the hotel policy is you got to dine here and order room service here and no outside food. No one ever said that to me. It's not written anywhere. It's not written in any part of the hotel, but apparently it's the secret rule. So I go up to my room, boom, I go back downstairs to order food. That's the type of person I am. Not really, I don't want to say it's the type of person I am. It's like, if someone tells me I can't do something, unfortunately, I try to go do that thing, if that makes sense. So I order food again. I order food because I was like, how dare you tell me I can't order food? It's a hotel, it's not a freaking prison. Like, and it's not a restaurant, it's not the movie theater. I'm in a hotel, I can order food. I don't want to eat this food, so I order food again. The lady doesn't say anything, right? She sees me getting the food too. I get a phone call, ring, 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 we need you to come downstairs. I figure it's gonna be about the food. So you can say I kind of stoked this argument because the lady felt disrespected because she just told me I could order food, and then I ordered food. So I go downstairs and there's three guys, 2 security guys, another white guy, and her. And they're like, here's a bill. They slide me a bill for 700 euros. And they're like, you owe this to the hotel. And I'm like, can you explain to me why I owe 750 euros to this hotel? They're like, we've calculated every day we've been fining you for ordering food when we clearly said you can, and for makeup on towels. I'm like, mind you, when I tell you I've been going in and out and in and out and in and out of this hotel every day. My hotel's been cleaned every single day. They're like, we've had several makeup stains on towels. I wear concealer like under here. That doesn't stain. They're like, for makeup on towels. And also we've been fining you every day, every single day for ordering food. Like, apparently they've been fining me and it's been accumulating. I was like, this is a joke. So I'm like, I'm not even entertaining this. The girl literally goes, we'll call the police and we'll even call the United States Coast Guard or something, she said. And we'll get you in trouble. I'm like, is this real life? So I have a postcard program, right? So I send postcards to you guys. You can sign up down below. And basically I send you guys a postcard every time I travel. So I had about 25, 30 postcards in my hand, and I'm trying to leave the door. I'm completely ignoring these people. I'm like, this is a joke. I'm not even entertaining it. I have all these postcards in my hand. This is, by the way, I went back upstairs and I'm coming back down to send the postcards, right? Because every day I send out about 20, 30 postcards to you guys who sign up. This random woman comes out of nowhere. They called her. They literally called this woman to come correct me. Lord knows who she was because I asked for ID. I asked for credentials. I asked for who is she. She said she owns the hotel. But I'm like, can I see, I don't believe you. Can I see some kind of ID or you're not even wearing a suit? They literally called like a lady to come beat me up. She literally smacks the postcards out of my hands that are for you guys who sign up for my postcard program. She pushes me onto a couch. She smacks me. I can't make this up, you guys. And she's standing over me, like literally like I'm like, who does this woman think I'm like, wait, this is not happening. She's standing over me after she punched me and she said, you're not going anywhere. Give me my money.
Now, obviously, the situation with her getting slapped happened after she said that. She said that whole situation years ago. And I do want to know if that's something that she's changed her opinion on, because Italy is probably one of the most places that has a bad rap for being racist, and probably one of the most biggest mixed bags. Like, I have friends that went there. They said they didn't feel no type of way. I've had people that went there and said they will never step foot in that country again. Okay, whether they were Black, Hispanic, whatever. It's like, I've heard so many horrible things about people going to Italy, hence why I do not give a flying fuck to ever go there. You can't pay me, okay? All I need is 1 to 2 stories for me to be like, yeah, I ain't going to Italy, okay? But for her, she's been to Italy multiple times. She's been to Egypt multiple times. I feel like she's been in Dubai multiple times. Now, you guys are probably like, why does she keep visiting the same countries? That goes into the next rumor. A lot of people think that she's an S worker, and that is how she is funding her trips alongside the GoFundMes. And to be quite honest with you guys, in my personal opinion, I feel like part of it might be true because I know how YouTube works. She does not post enough nor get enough views to live off of YouTube. Now, everyone's views and how they're counted is completely different on YouTube, and it's very annoying. Like, you could get a video with 1 million views, but still make money with a video that has 10,000 views than that video that has 1 million views. But at the end of the day, for someone that posts on her type of cadence, it just doesn't make sense. She also keeps getting deleted off of all these other social media platforms. So where's your money coming from? It can't just be the GoFundMe, because the GoFundMe ain't even that lit for real. You're traveling to all of these different countries. Where's the money coming from? A lot of people also think that obviously her family is in on all of this scamming and scheming, because in the beginning, like I said, with the travel scams, people were sending things to her sister. I've heard someone say they sent something to her brother. But I don't know how true that one is. It's mainly the sister, all of the money to her sister. Yeah, she told me to send the money to this, that. It was a different Zelle. So to be quite honest with you, a lot of people are kind of like trying to say like, the family's in on it. And to be honest with you, I think they might have been, or they might have been coddling or sheltering her at one point, but then stopped because now, since I believe end of 2024 into 2025, she talked about how she has estranged herself from her family. She no longer talks to her family. She's not associating with them anymore. And she kind of said this in response to people telling her to go home and stop traveling because she broke. Like, literally, that's literally what it was. She started off the video kind of like, everybody keeps telling me to go home, but what home? I don't have a home. I don't talk to my family. They call the cops on me when I try to come over there. Child, it's just a whole hot ass mess. And it just makes you wonder, because if people were out here sending their money to what seemed to be her family, and now they're no longer talking, what exactly happened?
But one comment used to trigger me is when people would tell me to go home. They'd be like, Mary Jane, you need to go home. Mary Jane, it's time to go home. Mary Jane, go home. And I'm like, it used to trigger me so much. I'm like, where the heck is my home? You tell me. In my opinion, if you ask me where's my home, I'd tell you Japan and I'd tell you Dubai. They're my two home bases. They're the places that I spend my time. Majority of the time is where I have my life, I guess. Japan and Dubai, I guess. My home is not the United States. I don't know what people think or assume, but I don't speak to my family. I do not talk to them. But I would like people to stop telling me to go home, because where is my freaking home? Just to let you know, like, the last time I went home to family members, the police was called. And this was not surprising at all. I was kicked out of the house and the police were called on me. The police had to come to the house. And it's so funny. The police officers, I was so embarrassed because I'm like, you guys should be out. Fighting crime. And I'm so sorry. You should be dealing with serious matters. I was so embarrassed.
That's why I would love to speak to somebody that is related to her, whether it's on video or off video. Like, I'm very curious, because it's like she was very, very family oriented. In her older vlogs and her older content, you see her sister, you see her brother. She talked about her mother having cancer at one point. She even sold the merch. She does everything to get money, y'all. The whole money, where's the money coming from? That's going to be the whole part of this section of the video. Where's the money coming from? She sold merch in regards to her mom's diagnoses. She say she's gonna move to New York. She gonna get a warehouse for her business. Like, well, I'm telling you, I've never seen somebody lie as much as Mary Jane.
You have to know that traveling is extremely difficult, and we're only showing you the exciting days, not the frustrating days. Like today, I literally need help. If you think I'm joking, I'm actually not joking. I'm literally stranded. And instead of freaking out, I said, you know what? Instead of having a breakdown, I'm gonna make some content about it. I'm literally stranded in the middle of nowhere, China, and I have no way to get back to Shanghai because all of my cards, they're not working. Keep traveling with me. It's just me. So there's certain things I have to do to ensure my safety. But yeah, I'm knocking out 15 African countries between March and April. So I'm making this video because I need your guys' help. I do. I need your help.
She lies more than a broke baby daddy. Like, it's actually really, really bad. Like, I genuinely do not understand what the point of all of it is. I don't know if she's a mythomaniac. Okay, she might just be a pathological liar. But it really makes you sit here and it makes you think, like, what exactly is really going on with her? She also, prior to the whole travel scandal, she also had a meet and greet scandal, which was pretty bad. And like I said, I feel like all of this was her just testing the water from all the lies that she tells, from her doing these little things here and there, like, oh, I'm selling this, I'm selling that. It's her testing the water to see if she would be able to get people to give more and more money. For the whole travel buddy scam, she had this whole meet and greet situation where she would charge you guys $250 to meet up with her in a specific city. She would teach you how to take pictures. She would give you a shout out. There was a goodie bag. Chad, I'll add a clip of what was in the goodie bag. Obviously, people don't know what a goodie bag means. Ain't shit good in this bag. I don't understand. You guys paid $250 to hug a bitch and get a cheap ass goodie bag. A horrible bag of nonsense. And then what? Like, what? And get a shout out? How you gonna shout somebody out on an account that stayed getting banned? Like, she was more than likely shadow banned for a good amount of time before all her accounts got taken down. Because most of the time, I remember when I was looking her up before, it was hard because I had to type in her full name to find her. That means she was shadow banned. So it's just like, y'all really paying for a shadow banned account to give y'all shout outs. Like, we need to start really using our heads, okay? We need to start using common sense, because it's coming to a point where it's just like, why? Like, you need to get scared, because why are we giving this girl $250 for that? Like, I've heard of $500 master classes, $1,000, whatever. Like, I've done classes, I've done webinars, but I give you value. I give you shit. This girl literally charged people $250 to meet her up on a fucking corner in New York. Like, I just can't fathom. Like, it really doesn't make any logical sense to me. And on top of that, according to her, in the beginning of her travel journey, her grandmother did send her $6,000. Now, honestly, this probably helped her a lot because the most expensive part that you're going to encounter in most countries is the flight. Okay, everything else is usually cheap. The food, accommodations, if you're doing it right, is going to be cheap. The thing with her is she want to live lavish, okay? She's out here buying Louis Vuitton bags, staying in $400 a night hotels. That's why she keep going broke. Like, realistically, $6,000 could take you a long way if you're doing it correctly and you're doing it right. Especially when you hit a place like Europe. Like, Europe, all you got to really do is train and backpack everywhere and you'll be all right. Like, I personally don't understand, like, her logic in begging for money every 2 seconds. Like, you guys be calling Dr. Umar the prince of panhandling. She's the princess of panhandling, okay? Like, every other video is, hey, donate to my GoFundMe. I'm trying to go to this place. I'm trying to go to that place. And the number always changes. There's always different numbers of places that she has visited, but that she says she didn't visit yet, but that she says she has this much. Her goal was supposed to be done like maybe 2023. Then it was moved to 2024. Now it's the end of 2025. Like, at this point, she needs to hang it up and go home. Speaking of home, we have the family issues, okay? As I was researching this again, it is been brought to my attention that she no longer speaks to her family. Of course, we cannot forget her comments about mental health. Now, also, this is crazy. It's like we actually have a lot in common. It's just unfortunate that she's a scammer and she's very ignorant. So she made a comment about mental health saying, like, you know, something along the lines of she doesn't believe in these types of issues. And, you know, if you pray, basically everything will be okay. And it really pisses me off that in this day and age, if you're a millennial, but yeah, if you're Gen Z and older, there's no reason for you to be uttering this shit, okay? There is no reason for you to think that it is okay to say that because at this point, we have gotten to a point where a lot of people are actually very open about their mental health journeys and a lot of people are struggling. We see it, okay? We've seen celebrities end their own lives due to their mental health issues. Therefore, this whole idea of sitting here saying that it doesn't exist and all you got to do is this, that, and the third, when this is actually a girl that has actually talked about how depressed she was before. It's just absolutely insane to me. Like, I don't get it, okay? From the racist comments to the hair to the eye thing, it just really looks like she don't know what the fuck she doing. She don't know what the fuck she's saying. She's pushing 30 and she has the mind of a 10-year-old. Like, it's actually just very off-putting and very ridiculous at this point. I will say, just looking back at a lot of the controversy, I think that a lot of the videos have been for clickbait and rage bait. Like, I feel like she knows what she was doing. She knows what she was saying, and she was doing a lot of that specifically to get people to click on her content, right? I think a lot of it was to get the views and the numbers going because she probably genuinely didn't want to do GoFundMes, right? She probably really didn't want to sit there and keep peddling the idea of, hey, donate money to me, give me money, give me money, give me money. She really wanted to probably sit there and get the money on her own with content because that's what happens as a creator. Sometimes you have good days, sometimes you have bad days, but in lower seasons, you do probably tend to do things that are a little bit more outrageous because, you know, you need that money and you know that this is a slow month. Personally, I just feel like you can get a job and you can stay home, or at least in America. You don't even have to go back to Jersey. Move to Texas, move to Wisconsin, move to there's plenty other places you could go. She's literally sitting here making her life way more difficult because she wants to travel, okay? Doesn't need to travel. She's not on the run from the FBI. She's more so on the run from her subscribers. But in a general sense, she's literally having you guys donate for something that is a want, not a need. She is taking people's money, making trips, doing products, shipping products, not shipping products, whatever case may be, but all in the name of her taking y'all money and not delivering on whatever it is that she is promising. That is a scam. I'm sick and tired of people with this whole, oh, well, maybe the intent was this. Oh, well, maybe at the first. Shut up. A scam is a scam. If your intent is to do something and it is no longer working out, that falls into the territory of a scam. You need to stop. You need to pivot, or you need to refund. That's it. There's no other real choice. This whole idea of continuously giving money to someone with the idea, oh, well, they're probably going to do something else with it. Maybe it's not working out because of this. No, it's not working out because this person thinks that you're stupid. Dumb. They think y'all dumb. They think that y'all are always going to give money to them and you're always going to support them because you always have. We need to stop putting money in the pockets of these scammers because it is absolutely ridiculous. And finally, we have the fake boyfriend saga. To be quite honest with y'all, this is like more of a current thing that's going on where people are saying that she's crazy and she keeps saying she got a boyfriend that don't exist. To be honest with y'all, I think she is crazy. She keeps saying that she got a boyfriend that don't exist. First, it was like, oh, like, I can't wait to keep doing videos with my family and my boyfriend, da, 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 da. She kept mentioning this boyfriend. And then all of a sudden she was pregnant. You guys probably like, wait, I missed that video. I don't see that, bitch. I can't find this shit anywhere, but it happens, okay?
Mary Jane in one video begins to talk about basically giving advice to women about, you know, don't be obsessed over guys, and that she never imagined having sex in high school or middle school, and she grew up in a Christian home.
People were kissing and sleeping with each other and doing other sexual things, and that just blew my sister's mind, my sister and I's mind, and my brother, and we were so not on that type of stuff, and everybody knew us that way anyways. So there'd be no reason for us to have a boyfriend or date anybody in high school, because we weren't on the same type of time.
While all of those things may be true, in another video, she suddenly hits all of her subscribers with the news that she was pregnant at one point, and that she actually went through with an abortion, and that led to a complete down spiral of her mental health, and that's kind of why she chose to go to China.
I lost everything as far as my school situation, and because I was so obsessed with this boy, I found out that he had a girlfriend, and I found out that he had a girlfriend, but also we had been talking on and off for a good year and a half or 2 years, and he had been messing with a lot of girls, and
I don't want to be cheated on. It's not gonna happen.
In the video, honestly, it just sounds like she's kind of bigging herself up, like, I don't need a boyfriend. I know God's timing for my life. I know when God will give me a husband. There's no need to stress out about boys, this and that.
All I see on the internet is girls complaining about guys, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, is it that deep? It's never been that deep to me.
I was just devastated. I went into a depression, and I stopped eating. I didn't even leave my room. I stopped going to my classes. I was in a bad place.
If we're coming to the other reason why I don't think that I have friends at this point in time, it's because, like, so many girls are obsessed with boys right now, and it's just like, I don't have the empathy. I really don't have the empathy.
Meanwhile, just literally 2 years prior, maybe not even a whole 2 years prior, she was literally running away from a very difficult situation that she had with a boy that she was extremely infatuated with. But she had the clear head to not go ahead and have a child with him. But it's just interesting to me how one moment she goes to talking about how she just is very, like, almost clear-headed, knows exactly what she wants. She does not like being around other girls who constantly talk about boys, that are infatuated with boys.
My man, he didn't text me back in 20 minutes, and it's like,
I was a little bit of a stalker back then, and I actually had him on Snapchat, but on a different account that he didn't know about. And this boy was not at work. He was hanging out all day with his friends, and I'm pretty sure a couple girls, but he would never put the girls on his Snapchat.
Very irritating to her. And to the next video, talking about how she's infatuated with this boy at some point, so much so that she ended up spending a lot of time and money on him that she just basically shouldn't have.
She really sat there and came up on the internet talking about how she was pregnant by some guy. First of all, this shit is crazy. I don't know. I really think she has a problem, okay? She has a boyfriend, okay, that we've never seen, that she never talks about. Now, granted, I don't post my man all the time. I post my man 3 to 4 times a year, okay? Our anniversary, Valentine's Day, his birthday, maybe my birthday. That's about it, okay? Like, y'all follow me, y'all don't follow my man, okay? I don't make couples content. I don't make all of that shit. I think that it is extremely problematic in a sense, and it can ruin your relationship, because people ruin relationships and people are on social media. And at this point, you are opening your relationship to people that you don't know, who don't know you, who are going to make assumptions that won't get in your head. Therefore, I personally just try to be more private with certain things like that. But in general, I'm probably one of the most private YouTubers you will meet. I share whatever it is that I need you to know. After that, you don't know even the half of it. Like, even those of y'all on my Patreon, y'all might know maybe 30%, not even, yeah, maybe 30%. But everybody else, y'all know like 5% of my life, okay? Because I like my privacy. I really, really do. So it is very interesting to me how she kept teasing this boyfriend. And then all of a sudden, this boyfriend got her pregnant. But in the same breath, she actually made a video about how there was this random man that she met on vacation that was so beautiful, so this, that, and the third, but she had a boyfriend. Yes, you heard me correctly. She had a boyfriend. She met another dude, and she was fawning over him on the internet, talking about how he was beautiful, he was going to take her away, he was rich, he was handsome, he was this, he was that, while she had a boyfriend. The boyfriend don't exist, because no man, okay, ain't no man in his right mind about to sit there and let you fawn over another man on the internet and post that. That's fucking embarrassing.
I have to tell you guys this story about how I think God was testing me, honestly. And the most handsome man, well, the second most handsome man, probably. By the way, I would like to ask my boyfriend not to watch this video. Oh, thank you very much. But he already knows the story. But a very handsome man was the flight attendant on one of my recent flights, and it was just crazy because this man was literally in love with me and literally wanted to marry me, and it was absolutely hilarious. So, and he sat like right next to me, like on the plane. He was like, "Taste it, take a big bite, take a big bite." He's like, "Do I need to feed you?" Like he was very clearly flirting with me, you know. And I was going along with it for the time being because I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Like, he's the flight attendant, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm noticing like he's standing up in front of me, you know, I was eating food at that point, and he's standing, and there's like maybe two other guys standing with him, flight attendants, you know, and maybe another girl standing with him, all the flight attendants, and he's clearly telling them like something about me because he's pointing at me, and the smile on this man's face, and they're all like giggling and like going back. I guess he was telling them like, oh, this girl or whatever. And like at this point I'm just like, I'm so uncomfortable because of like, when you're on a long flight, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not thinking about, you know, this gore. I'm talking about gorgeous. Woo!
Like, you either, that man's a simp. Okay, now I sound like the man that be on the podcast. That man's a simp. Ain't no man finna let you sit there and fawn over a whole nother man on the internet like that and stay with you. That is absolutely insane. Like, it was bad, y'all. It was so bad. It was thirsty. It was giving imagination, but it was just like, samap gadila. Like, what exactly am I watching? Shit was a mess.
The saga just keeps going on and on and on. There was a time where she basically lied about going to Harvard. There was the whole saga with her selling international snacks for like $100. Like, it never freaking ends. It never freaking ends. And I'm sure it's going to be more controversy after I post this. I completely forgot to put this at the end of my video because I just realized it while I was putting all the clips together. I think Mary Jane has some sort of like mental health issue. I don't know what it is. I don't want to diagnose her because again, I don't know what it is. But I feel like traveling is an escape for her. From what I understand, she's also talked about how like she had a really hard time in the US and that's what led her to go to China. So part of me feels like her traveling is her trying to escape the reality of her life or what her life would have been, should have been, could have been. So that's why she's traveling. It doesn't give like I genuinely want to see the world because like she's so ignorant, like, and she's very immature. So I don't know.
The scams of Mary Jane may never end, to be quite honest with you. As long as she has an audience and she is able to tell people that she has this goal and people resonate with it, especially her being a Black, exotic looking girl, people are going to promote it. And that's because of just how social media works. Just like how James Charles was able to admit to being a PEDO and literally trying to turn boys out, but was able to go on TikTok and have a whole nother following that doesn't know anything about that or does not care, is the same way she's going to keep evolving, getting new followers that either don't know or don't care about what she's been doing. Hence why I'm making this video. Hence why a lot of people continue to make videos about her and other scammers alike. With the way that social media works, it's very hard for people to finally get caught up in the nonsense because it comes to a point where there's always going to be new people, new accounts, new this and that are going to support these people who do not think to look them up. Now, personally, I do not look up everybody that I follow, okay? However, if I'm going to give them money, invest into them, go somewhere with them, meet them or something like that, I look them up because I'm like, let me find out what's going on. Let me find out what this person is associated with because you don't want to just be associated with any and everything. With that being said, comment down below. Did you watch Mary Jane? What did you think about her then? And most importantly, have you been scammed by her? Or do you know anyone that actually knows her? It's actually crazy because I haven't been able to find anyone that knows this girl. So shit, I'm beginning to wonder like, damn, are you really from Jersey for real? Like, or did you just pick Jersey because a lot of people not really from Jersey? Like, I really don't know. But I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below. If you made it to the end of this video, comment down below a green heart because y'all know green is my favorite, color or whatever. Just something green. It could be anything green. Also, make sure you guys keep the description box for everything you guys need, including our trip to Brazil. I cannot wait to see you guys there. We do have a free Discord that you guys can join to connect with me and my followers. They got a lot going on over there. Shout outs to y'all for keeping the Discord alive. Join the Patreon for dedicated videos and series and life updates. I also do have other channels now. Again, everything you need is going to be linked down below. With that being said, I'm going to see y'all next time. you.